Hello and welcome to the first basic 8D character creator tutorial. In this tutorial I want to present to you the basic features and the possibilities that you have with our tool. To start, at the top you can see a gender, and here you can switch between male and female. You see it also adapts the outfit because there's always a male and a female version. You can set the body type and the skin color, so you can adjust the height or the width. You can create dwarfs, teens, children's, whatever you want with it. If you click on the color picker, you have a lot of available options like skin colors you can choose from, or hair colors, eye colors, or one of our color variants. And of course, you can also set a custom color. And with the color picker in here, the possibilities are endless. You can choose whatever color you want. Then we have the outfit options and other things for the bust and the sprite. We have the main hair. You can always click on these arrows and change the hair using this, or you can click on the name and pick from all the available options. Same goes for bangs, facial hair, lots of options to choose from. Then we have our outfits. You see here 20 outfits at the time, and each of these outfits does come in a color variant. This is going to change soon, but for the moment this gives you 160 options just for the outfits, 160 for male and 160 for female. Headwear, lots of options. Head, ears, nose, eyes, eyebrows, those are things, except the eye color, that only affect the bust. So you can change the nose in here, or the eyebrow shape, whatever you want. Let's come to a really nice option. It's a randomize a character, and if you click on it, it just chooses and creates a new character for you every time. You see these little locks that are at the moment unlocked on each option. So if you say you want to have a prince, so we go to the crown, and now we lock the headwear. And we don't like bangs for this one, so we lock it as well. And for an outfit, we want to have the long coat or the festive clothing. Why not? This looks good. So we lock it. And now click on randomize. And he randomizes everything except these three options. And we can create lots of kings or royals, whatever you like. Weapons, you can see at the bottom, are only visible when we have one of the animations with weapons attached selected. So let's go to one-handed idle, and you see the swords. Let's unlock these first again, randomize another time to have a new character. Oh, with a turban, perfect. You see the swords. We can exchange those, maybe for a staff in one hand, and in the offhand we maybe want a shield. And when we now go to the swing animation, you see a weapon trail visible in here. If you don't want that, you can just deactivate it and it's gone. You can also go and pick another color, maybe this purple, and the weapon trail adapts itself. We can also, like with a katana in one hand and on the other hand we take an axe, we go back to our idle position. We can also give colors away to our weapons to make them stand out more, as you can see here. And with the uncolored version, we can go back to the basics. Whenever you choose uncolored on something, it goes back to the original state, like with the weapons, or, and I will show you this, for the skin color, it goes to a gray tone. This is the base tone of everything I color within the program. So that's what you will get. Okay, what other things do we have? Let's randomize once more. Go back to idle. And now let's have a look at our filters. Filters you can access over this. You can choose to pixelate the graphic, and with this range slider you can choose to which extent the pixelate filter will be applied. We have the color palette option. This means you can limit the colors within the graphic to those you see here. If you want, of course, you can also create a custom color palette to your liking using the color picker you already know. But let's, for example, take Plumbus Paradise. And you see the whole graphic looks totally different. And with this, you can make sure that the characters you create with 8D also fit to your tileset, your graphics, the rest of your game. We can enable a grayscale. And we can press the image to color palette. This will open a dialog to upload a picture. And what is this about? So let's say you've chosen Cartoon Candy as your color palette, but your tileset, your graphics are using different colors. Then you can upload those maps, tiles, whatever, and it will automatically apply the same color palette that you've chosen above. So that your graphics, your maps, and your characters look, really alike. In the bottom left corner of the bus preview, we have the face mover. Here you can increase the size of the mouse. We will pick another character without a beard so you can see it better. Perfect. You can increase the mouse size, as you see here, and you can also move it around and position it where you like. Same goes for the nose and the eyes. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, and so you can create a really unique faces with it. Not always looking optimal, of course. You can reset those options by pressing on the X button. Perfect. Another thing we implemented are backgrounds. You can open the background chooser and, for example, use this dark cave, or this one, or this snowy landscape to see your character in another lighting and envision what it will look like in your final game. We have some options at the bottom. That's, for one, a render shadow. Like you can see here, there's a shadow rendered, and if you disable it, the shadow's gone. In case your engine of choice creates its own shadow, you can disable it. If not, I really like it, and it makes the character pop out more. Then we also can enable wrinkles to make your character look older. or like a dwarf, orc, whatever you want. And we have the RPG Maker mode, because RPG Maker can only use 3-frame animations. And our normal animations consist of 7 frames to make them look really fluid. But yeah, that people can use our graphics in RPG Maker mode as well. We have this enabled, and now you see it looks a little bit more choppy, but it looks still good. And yeah, with this you can use our graphics with an RPG Maker, which is really awesome. You can see the difference pretty good. Let's go to these windows. The bust window at the top, you see emotions. We have 10 emotions, and you can switch and take a look at each. And we have lots of animations. We have 33 animations in total, and 26 of them alone in 8 directions. Well, what do I mean by that? This means every animation is available in 8 directions. And I mean, every animation of the 26. And this is really cool, because you can make asymmetric games or standard RPGs with only 4 directions. You can create battle sheets for RPG Maker or other games where we just want to have the side, kind of two-handed swing just from the side, or you can swing up to the north, whatever you like. Perfect. We've got a lot covered by now. Let's take another look at a really important feature. Let's randomize once more. We have the save button. If you press it, the character gets saved. And because we are logged into AT Character Cloud, which is, of course, free of charge for everyone, even the guys using the demo, you can now access it over the character library. And there we have our newly saved char. And we can back to our chars as well. And just as that, you can create all the characters for your games. And if you want to change the export in the future, you can just load them up and re-export them using the export function that I'm going to show you next. Because this is really a mighty feature. I will most likely make another tutorial about it, but for the moment, we'll just cover the basics. Below the export button that you need to export your character, you have a drop-down. Everything with AD in front is pre-created by us, so you can use it to export in that format. What does that mean? If we go to the menu and we go to the Sprite Sheet Creator, you see this is the template that it's going to use. Here at the top, you can select and then you can work with it. We have sprites and busts. Sprites are the animated frames you see at the bottom at the preview window, and busts are the stills at the top. When we, for example, want to create a new template, it automatically creates one sprite. Here you can change the frame size to export. You can change the name, what the sheet will be called in your zip file once you export and download it. And you can delete the sheet. But you can't delete the last one of the template. There has always to be one sheet. Okay, so now we have a sheet. We have the option to create another sprite sheet or another bust sheet. Let's create a bust sheet. And you see the bust sheet is grayed out. The reason behind that is that we are in the sprites mode and we can only drag sprites to sprite sheets, not to bust sheets. So let's put together a little something. Let's say we want something for RPG Barkin. RPG Barkin can handle 7-frame animations, so that's good. We will set the size back to 400. And RPG Barkin expects 1 animation per sprite sheet. Let's say we will go for the walk animation with this sheet. 7 frames, not the 3 frames RPG Maker mode version. But RPG Barkin expects everything to be at the bottom of the frame. So we go to bottom and set the align. And now we just drag those in here. And now it's up to us to look that the directions are correct. So the first row will be 7 frames south, so the character walking to the bottom, then west to the left, east to the right, and then north at the top. There are some engines that want south, west, north, east, so we just drag the north up top. And as you can see, if we want to remove a sprite that we had, we just drag it up to the bin and it's gone. Okay, so we finish this. Then we go to southwest, northwest, southeast, and northeast. And this would be our walking sprite sheet for RPG Barkin. Now we want to export some busts. There we can choose between bust and face. Face is really good for those RPG Maker sprite sheets, and I would prefer bust overall for dialogue and speech bubbles and stuff like that. But it's up to you. And there we have all our 10 emotions that we can export. You see, once we selected bust, our sprite sheet gets grayed out and our bust sheet is active. And then we can just drag those wherever we want. Another cool thing, I don't know if it will be useful for someone, but at least I added it. You can mix and match 3 and 7 frame animations with this. So on our sprite sheet where we have the 7 frames, we can also add 3 frame animations. As you can see at the top, those are the 3 frame RPG Maker animations. And the 1 frame with a 1 in here is for something like die, the animation for RPG Maker, because RPG Maker expects the person to lay still on the ground in the battle sheet. So if you click on 1, there's just 1 image that's repeated 3 times, and it can be used as a still for that. When we take a look at the RPG Maker, you see in the battle sheet that we have those here. Those are the still images, and that can be used for that. Okay, perfect. What else can we do in here? We can clone. Let's say we want to use the RPG Maker, but 160 is too small for us. So we just click on Clone Template, and it creates a clone. And then we can increase it with 1 click, let's say to 240, and we're done. We can also go and delete our templates, but, and that's important, the templates from ourselves, from AD, can't be deleted. And after we're done with that, you can go back to the menu and choose what you want, for what format you want to export, and just click on export, and it will start preparing the graphics, building the zip file, and once it has done this, it will make it available for downloads. The building progress differs. If you've applied custom color palettes, it's going to be quite a bit slower. Let's see if you can see this. Let's save it here, and we will open it and make this a bit smaller. And you see here we have the sheets, just showing you a little excerpt. And this is exactly like we created those within the template. And the good thing about the drag and drop template creator, you can use our graphics with every engine available, because you can export your graphics now in every format that could possibly be needed. Perfect. This was the basic tutorial for 8D Character Creator. If you have any other questions, you're more than welcome to join our Discord. And we'll most likely create some more tutorials in the future. And this concludes this basic tutorial. Thanks for using our product. We really hope you're going to make some great games with it. And see you soon.